Welcome to EcoPod, where we explore fascinating water-field research, lab coats, and behind the science. Today, I'm sitting with Clarisse. Hi, Clarisse. How are you?
Hello. How are you, Bertie?
I am breathing. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. I love it. How are you doing today?
I'm breathing.
Oh, wow. I love it for the both of us. So, Clarisse, I want to find out from you my very famous question. Are you from South Africa?
No.
I could hear by the accent that there's some power to it. So please enlighten us. Where are you from?
I'm from France. Initially.
Oh, that's
But then
nice.
my accent might have been modeled because I lived in Australia for 8 years. So obviously I get a bit of both. Because
So you have adapted now. So as much as you say you are from France, went to Australian, you can like code switch with accents and stuff. Not really.
No.
Okay, that's
Usually
fine.
no. When I open my mouth, people say, "Oh, you're French."
Because it's there, you have the twang. But I want to know, what department are you part of here at the WRG? What is it that you are doing?
Well, I am working on DNA mainly, and my job is to look into adaptation.
DNA of fish.
Parasites.
Oh.
I'm looking into adaptation of parasites to their hosts and how they survive, because parasite life is really difficult. It's really difficult to be a parasite. So I want to see how they do it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what pulled you, what lured you into deciding that, I want to find myself doing this kind of research?
Well, funny you ask, because if anyone had told me when I was in my bachelor that I would be working on parasite, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, no way, that's disgusting. But I stumbled into it by happenstance.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are enjoying what you're doing, I presume.
Yes.
And I just want to find out, what is interesting with what you do? What is that one thing that's like gets you excited to find yourself in the office?
When I really discover something really interesting that my parasite can do and no one else knows.
And what is like that one interesting thing you found out about a specific parasite?
That they have so many molecules they can make that basically makes them survive.
Really?
Yeah.
So parasites survive off of hosts. They can't survive by themselves.
No.
So where do we normally find the parasites?
Where do you want?
Where do we normally find them?
Oh, everywhere they can be, really. I've found parasites in eyes, in the brain, they're in the blood, they're in the digestive tract, everywhere. They're in your foot, maybe. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. Have you checked this morning?
I didn't check. I just ate.
Always check. But
Then how do I see if it's a parasite in my food?
If it's not you, it's something else.
Oh.
Yes.
Are all parasites deadly? Do we find deadly parasites?
You do find deadly parasites if the parasite burden on the host is too high. If there are too many of them, for the damage each one of them does, then the fish might die. But if you're a parasite, you don't want to kill your host, at least not too fast. Because if the host dies, you die too.
Oh.
You see.
So basically they have to fight
It's a
the
balance.
urge, yeah.
They need to take as much as they can from the host, but then if they kill the host, then they conquer themselves.
Can they escape at some point
It
before the
depends on
host
the
dies?
parasite. It depends.
What advice would you give someone who's really interested in doing something that you're doing?
Well, that's a difficult question. I would tell them to think really hard before they go into research. And I would tell them to think about whether they want to work on humans or other animals as well.
I know you're working with parasites, but does it have a name? Your department?
Function.
Yes, your function.
My function.
Yes, does it have a name?
I guess I'm a computational parasitologist.
Goosebumps, computation, what? No, that was beautiful.
I can spell it for you if you want.
I prefer the spelling, yes, because right now my brain is still trying to digest those big words. But we are so proud of you.
No. I will dissect it for you if I.
Okay, please syllabalize it for me.
No, I'm basically a parasitologist that looks at the DNA on a computer. After we get the sequences of all the DNA, the big book, and the RNA as well, then I look at it on the computer and I search for patterns.
Now it's time for random questions. Are you ready? Please be ready. Otherwise, I'm sending you back to France.
Can I not answer?
No, there's no you cannot answer. Not while I'm still breathing and you're breathing right now in this moment. Host or parasite?
Well, given there are so many people, in moribund conditions around the world because of parasites and with horrible diseases, it would be bad taste for me to say host. But like all humans, I guess I have a lot of stuff in me and I'm not doing too bad. So I don't know. In between.
There's no in between. You have to make a decision. When they say you're the last person on earth, if you'd rather take water or save me, what would you choose? You can't choose in between.
If I'm the last person on earth, well, I guess I'll be a parasite because at least I won't be alone.
Okay, smart. That means your answer is parasite. You see, we unpack. No, you unpacked it very nice. Because now you don't want to be alone, so you'll rather be...
Except there are 9 billion other people around, so that doesn't apply. But then, if you have a nuclear weapon hidden somewhere in your house or something, please feel free. And then I'll be able to say parasite.
Okay, so now we're taking host. That's what you say. Now we're dealing with host. So your answer is host.
I told you I'm an in-between.
And there's no in-between, Clarisse.
Damn. That's too bad, isn't it?
I think I need to ship you to France. Can we call the airlines? You need to go back to France. Another question. Genome or metagenome?
Genome, I would say. Because I know little about metagenomes. Even if they would be very interesting to study. It would be fantastic.
And what's the difference, like that underlying difference?
So, meta means community.
Oh,
right? So if you study a metagenome, then you study, for example, the genomes of all the things you have in your intestine.
Okay.
See? The meta community.
Okay.
A genome, you have one single animal, or parasite, or host, and you dig deep into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will also take genome actually. But as life goes on, I want to know about the family. So for now, we'll choose genome. And then home, back in France or South Africa?
Home, because that gives me 2 choices.
What choices? I want to hear those choices.
France and Australia.
Okay, between France and Australia, which one?
I can't choose.
Chumi, you have to choose.
No.
In life, you have to make tough choices. This is one of the tough choices. France or Australia?
Don't move.
Thank you so much for joining us here on EcoPod, where we explore fascinating water-filled research, field notes, and lab coats and behind the scenes. Thank you.